Venice, where hobby meets hustle. Listen up.
Like, what if my grandma's listening?
Shouts out Corey and Tim. Man, who run this? Surely it's them.
Corey this morning said to me, "Hey Tim, you know about this Blake Breaks thing?" So Corey asked me about it, said he doesn't know anything, and that we're going to talk about it. So, and you'll see in a big. So basically, the quick synopsis is that the right word to use? I'm trying corporate now, so I'm trying to. In this video specifically, the one that really broke the camel's back, Snee has a pack in the right-hand corner. You can see a pack. Now they're doing like some sort of energy reveal, which is where I don't know about Pokemon, but basically you're guessing the energy card that comes out. Anyways, people in the comments, just tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care. She moves a pack. She replaces a pack. You see the pack come in with her thumb, moves the under one, and replaces a pack. So that's where this video. Let's watch this video a little bit.
First off, I want to lead off, speaking about the elephant in the room, I know the Reddit post came out today. I understand the optics. I guess let me pause this thing. I understand the optics of what that post looked like. I understand how it looks. Trust me. I know the type of business that I run. I know the type of people that I hire across the board. I know the type of decisions I made across the board to make the improvements throughout Blake's Breaks from only being around for 1 year. So I pride myself on those. I made a good amount of money. I mean, everybody knows in the NFL. I knew stepping in this, I was going to have a target on my back. I knew stepping in this, I was going to have a target on my back. I knew every situation needed to be perfect. I knew every single situation needed to be clean. Obviously, looking at the Reddit thing, I know Snee had no ill intent whatsoever. I know the whole situation. Obviously, Snee was no longer going to stream for us from the get-go because she was going back to college. But from here on out, she won't stream for us. We will no longer, obviously, be doing the guest energy games. The last energy pulled. The one thing I do want to say is, once again, pride myself completely on making sure this is an integrity stream. I think I stepped here every single day and told you guys that all I want you guys to do is feel comfortable to spend money in my streams and all streams. Feel good about spending your hard-earned money. I know every single time people say, oof, damn, whatever it is, I want to address it because I know people that come in here spend their hard-earned money that they could spend elsewhere, and I want this to be a safe space.
There's not just a target on Blake Martinez's back. There's a target on every
No,
breaker.
don't do that.
No, there's a target on every breaker's back because you got to do right.
Well, right, but the thing is, so I agree with what you're saying. I thought you were taking the Blake Martinez route. For Blake Martinez to say that though, I knew there was going to be a target on my back. You're right, Corey, but there's no target on your back if you're just doing the right thing. Like you don't feel like there's a target on your back.
I don't even know that he meant it like that. Just he meant like
I think so.
I'm a more well-known person, right? So there's going to be a lot more eyes. I don't give a shit what it is. Everyone who breaks has a target on their back. Know it before you start breaking, or don't break, or don't be a piece of shit and steal.
Also, real quick, for the breakers out there, I do a little breaking myself. I'm involved. I know the ins and outs of it now, even though despite you probably say, Tim, but we've never seen you break before. Don't worry about it.
When we were breaking, me and you and whatnot, you were doing like shit, and this was completely like innocent. You were like, "Oh, let me just like," and I'm like, "Dude, you got to keep it on cat." Like it's not, and you got to get used to it. Yeah, there are mistakes. Like people, like you get excited, to, like just kind of move your arm out of the camera, but like now with Fanatics is like 3 cameras. So, dude,
no, it's not 3 cameras, by the way. But
you haven't been on Fanatics Live, so you don't know.
Of course I've been on Fanatics Live, and there's only 2 cameras.
No, you haven't. You haven't broken on Fanatics Live.
Oh. Yeah. So, I don't know. See, you got me off track with your bullshit. Here's the deal. Fanatics, all these companies are watching. That's the deal. That's something that I've learned, even through the so-called influencers or people that are coming up in the hobby. They are watching. They are paying attention to the Instagram post. They're paying attention to the podcast. They're paying attention to the breaking. So if you're out there and you want to be a new breaker, or if you're an old breaker and just maybe want to take a little advice, is just do things the right way.
Don't be an asshole. It doesn't have to be that much of advice. Don't be an asshole. Don't sneak and snake packs, or don't do
Or
it.
sneak
And
packs.
again, I wouldn't even, if I'm a breaker, I'm not like, yeah, I know fanatics and all them are watching, but they're really not. They're watching to see who's watching. And you know who's watching? Fucking Rattle Pokemon in wherever
Oh
he
no,
lives.
Fanatics is watching.
Right, but they're watching the guys. Like, dude, there are literally people out there who, for better or worse, have nothing better to do with their time than wait and wait and watch and wait and look for something shady. Sometimes there's like false accusations, right, where it's like something looks like it wasn't, but honestly, more so lately than not, it's not false accusations, and it's got to stop at some point. And I think, this can get us into our next topic about the new Fanatics news, but like, this is something that, and kudos to Whatnot stepping up. I mean, I know they haven't been very aggressive in this part of it, and they've kind of like, because again, and that's a tough thing too, because like you're in a position where you're running a company. Like, if you manufacture cars and a guy takes your car and rams it into a school, like, it's not, obviously not that same scenario, but at some, but
Yeah, it was
but they
terrible.
stepped up, right? They stepped up and shut him down. So good for that, and that's what needs to happen. And for all the breakers who are trying to pull this shady shit, like, everyone is watching, and yes, everybody has a target on their back. They want to take you down. So
Not
just
me.
do the right thing. Yes, I'll watch you. I'll be the first one. You don't think I'll get the clicks?
All right. So yeah, Blake Martinez. What if that becomes a thing though, where people say it was like, oh, I got sneed.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh, it's a little snee pack right
But then you
there.
could be like, oh, oh man, remember when I got platinumed? And they're like, what are you talking about? When they stuck a box cutter in your neck? Oh no, when they cut your card in
No,
half?
platinum.
Oh
No,
no,
well
when they threaten your life? Oh no.
here's the thing. Here's the other part too. Let's talk about mystery packs real quick, or selling overpriced packs or anything like that. At what point does just any mystery pack, right? If I buy a card and it's worth $100 a week ago, and I put it in a mystery pack, and while it's literally sealed in this mystery pack, it goes down $50. But I don't necessarily know it. But I guess I should check, right? But either way, at what point is like you buying a mystery pack? It's not really a scam if there was value in the pack 4 days ago.
Yeah, I think there should be a time limit on building mystery packs and
Almost like an expiration
running,
date. Like if you packed something a week ago, open them
you
back
either
up.
have to reprice it, right? Or you have, I mean, look, this all goes back to, running functional businesses and being accountable for what you build and what you sell and what the company you run. So yes, you can, but anybody in this hobby can build a mystery pack, but the ones that are successful are the ones that are doing it on a spreadsheet, putting all the prices up, making a decent margin, not like 100%, and moving volume. You see it time and time again. And to that point, though, with mystery packs, there's a lot of variables and there's a lot of stuff where I just stay out of, because you can't call a mystery pack a scam if the people buying into it aren't. Because, like, dude, I know guys that don't want to get into mystery packs where the ceiling can only possibly double their money. That doesn't interest them. That doesn't move the needle for them, right? They want to get into a mystery pack where they can get 10x, but they're willing
That's
to
that
lose.
backyard breaks mystery packs.
Dude, did you see these dudes were doing? There's this guy on TikTok I like to follow, Johnny something. He does a couple of different things on TikTok.
Shout out Johnny something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find his name. But he does a bunch of different TikTok content, but one of the things he does is he buys into these big breaks, and he goes, hey guys, just bought into a backyard break. Here's the mail day. How did I do? Says what he paid. Says,
Ooh, I like that.
yeah, dude. And
I didn't know
all the
that.
cards.
Yeah, send me that.
Yeah, it's dope. And like, he's happy. He keeps buying in. He seems to be pretty, happy. So again, if you're not in it, I'd just rather not comment on it.
But like, it's the same for me, right? So like to spend that way actually $35 at the show, but for me to spend $50 on a big league 2023 Topps box, it's like a mystery, right? I'm just trying to pull my card.
It's the same shit, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and like you know from breaking, sometimes like on these streaming apps, like with the live shopping, people get caught up in shit. And like, so let me move. Look, I get it. Let's move off of this.
Well, we don't know full news. We just know what people are saying. Basically, Blake Martinez, from what I watched, innocent to proven guilty. I feel like in the court of public opinion, he's guilty, and it's tough.
I mean, he pretty much apologized, so he said he fucked up, so he's guilty,
kind of,
and he paid the price.
We'll see.
What do you mean?
We'll see if he paid the price.
Whatnot.
Is he suspended?
His account has been deactivated.
Can it be reactivated?
I mean, yeah, but
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I believe he has the potential to be on Fanatics Live as well, if not already.
Yeah, but dude, the public opinion. I mean, nobody's playing more public opinion than Fanatics, so they're not going to touch that. And it's unfortunate, right? Because okay, so let's play the scenario out. And again, comment below. I'm not fully up on this whole thing. From what I understand, it's Blake's breaks and who and this Snee character and some other breakers doing shady shit. Not necessarily him. It's his house, so he's responsible. No.
Oh, by the way, no. Okay, by the way, further along in the video, and Rattle Pokemon gets into it too, is they have internal like email.
Okay, see, so then get him out. Sorry, buddy.
Where it's basically like
how to do it.
Well, how to like also.
Well, how do they get internal email? This Rattle Pokemon guy should like work for the FBI.
It's like a spreadsheet. But no, but it's also about. Here's the other thing that they were doing was also promoting more so than ever these unobtainable bounties. Right. That was the other thing.
Yep. So they knew that there wasn't going to be bounties hit, and like they're selling spots saying, "Oh, there's only this many packs left. If the bounty gets hit, then and that to me is scumbag. Like, you know." Again, I look at all the articles. This dude was making more money in Pokemon than he was in the NFL. Like, and dude, this story too has transcended the hobby. Barstool Sports reporting it. The Athletic.
I think like CNBC reported it.
Yeah, and that's going to be enough for Fanatics Live to be like, we're not touching him.
Yeah, I just want to make a statement too, and this is solely my opinion and not the opinion of Slab Business. So after that, I watched some of his breaks. He was not. I think his only influence was the football thing, because I did not enjoy him as a breaker. I thought he was an ass on screen. He would throw cards. And keep in mind, I'm someone that doesn't know about Pokemon, right? So I'm watching this thing, and he's like, "Oh, there's nothing," but he's throwing the cards.
Wait, was that him doing like the breaking, throwing? Like that was him actually?
I believe, but if it wasn't, either way, it was Blake. I believe that was him, though. See, I could be wrong there, but either way, whoever's breaking for him, I didn't get a good vibe from it, and I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I enjoy when the shiny one comes out, and me being like, "Oh, I don't know if it's," but yeah, I didn't enjoy him as a breaker.
Let's put it into context too, right? You got two comparables. You got Blake Martinez. You got Cassius Marsh. Now, I was watching Cash on TikTok the other day, breaking himself. Super involved, shouting out names in the thing.
Seems genuinely excited for some of the cards he pulls.
Was going to autograph like something football related for like a guy breaking Magic cards because he liked him as a football player. Now, again, and I know Cash a lot better than I do Blake, but I've met Blake. If Cash, hired a shitty person, I would hope that he came out and got ahead of it. And if he was involved in it, then I hope he get out of the hobby. I don't think, but every interaction I've ever had with him he actually had some issues with partners who were doing some stuff like that. And he dealt with it like right away. And it cost him it cost him a lot of money to deal with it too.
Well, he also dealt with it not only privately, but enough to where no one got scammed from, like, he could generally say, no, I took care of something. I didn't have to make it public. I took care of it the real way people do business, and they just take care of it.
Yeah, he called me like This was like a month after their.
Oh, what
their
for the one of
breakup.
one ring news?
Oh, that
He called
that-
you
No, he didn't. He just took my credit, dude. I broke that story on the. Oh,
to him, but no. Shout out for Cash. I learned a lot that day about the
yeah,
one of one
Post
ring.
Malone,
Congratulations to
congrats.
Post Malone
Dude,
and
that
Cash.
video is so cool. That guy like literally dreamed to sell it to Post Malone. Did you see that?
Oh, did he? No.
Yeah.
I watched the video, but I didn't see like. It's cool. I don't know.
The
I
guy's
can't.
like a forklift driver in Canada.
Yeah, but I feel like the bounty was only $1 million and $1.5 million. How do you end up paying? Like, who was he bidding against for it to be two? It was because I believe it was 2.1,
Dude, it had
right?
to be 2.6.
Yeah, but who? Yeah, well, because here's the thing, though.
No, I mean David Adams put $1 million bounty out. I think they would have paid more.
Yeah, but so okay. Here's my point, though. If the seller is talking to whoever Post Malone's representative are, where is he? At what point is he saying, "Hey, Post, I'm sorry, man. I really want to sell it to you, but I got an offer of 1.5," and then Post has to be like,
How
well,
did this guy pull off not only getting the most money but selling it to the person he wanted to sell it? Like that doesn't happen. Like you would
Well-
think if somebody offered him 2.6, he'd have to sell it to Post for like 2.3. Just
Well, it goes back into sports too, because a lot of the times when you see these free agents, they'll say, "Oh, that free agent wants to take the hometown deal," and the player says, "I never want to leave Boston," and they're like, "Oh, that could hurt his finances because now he's saying you can pay him less to stay." You would think that,
Right.
but I don't know how that happened. That's interesting though,
yeah,
because how do you get $1 million more than
$1.6 million.
publicly
We had an
is known?
attorney, so and again, I
Dude,
got
let's
this-
hire that guy.
Yeah, I need that guy. It's a Canadian attorney. Oh, sorry, can't accept $1 million, eh?
Sorry.
But so I talked to the guy who was the second.
Wait,
what-
can you reveal your source?
No, but I can reveal he's a huge car shop owner in Canada, and he deals in he works for grading, too.
No. I know I know who it is. I just didn't realize that. I knew who
Yeah,
it was.
so but even revealing his name does no. I mean, people do know him, but it doesn't do anything for anybody. So, but what
Does
he was
something for me.
telling me was like he had the first interaction with the guy, but the guy had already reached out to like people because dude, and this is out of the guy's mouth that he called his brother to tell him he pulled his card. There's a video you can see he's shaking, his hands shaking. His brother doesn't believe him because his brother's like, "You're an idiot. Like, you got a magic card for $1 million, okay?" And his brother's like, "Well, if you're not lying, then you need to get a lawyer because you're an idiot and you're gonna get ripped off." Like his brother was just told, and this is out of the guy's mouth. Like,
Yeah.
the reason because we had that conversation with Cash, who was like, "Oh, if this guy's a magic guy, he doesn't need a lawyer. He doesn't want to, you know what I mean?" Like, but this guy was just doing it to protect himself. And good for him. I think that's probably where the money got bumped up.
Oh, can you imagine paying just that PSA 9 though? Like modern day PSA 9, $2.6 million just feels like, ugh. Can you imagine? I couldn't I'd have been offering him like $100, and he would have been like, "Oh, I got offered 2.6." I'd have been like, "Dude, I'm sorry, I didn't."
Yeah, I don't know,
didn't
but
know.
it's so cool. Like, what's Post Malone gonna do with it? That's what's cool. Like, that dude just seems so like.
Well, if you ever seen, it's obviously changed now, but have you ever seen the Post Malone Howard Stern interview? And Howard Stern asked him how much he ever paid for a card, and he said 800,000 on an Alpha Black Lotus.
Yeah, yep.
And 2.6. That's a jump.
It's a big.
Here's
jump.
the thing, though. What if it becomes like sports and Magic puts out another one of one, like blue ring or however rings work? Why can't they
Right,
just put one
yeah.
out in the next
I think
next
that
set?
had to do with the Lord of the Rings.
Right, but what if there's multiple Lord of the Rings movies? What if there's a next?
But I think there's only one ring to rule them. One ring. Isn't that the fucking slogan? It's like one
I don't know.
ring.
I thought that was
It should be Lord of the
Super Bowl.
Ring. Yeah, there's
All right.
rings.
So we got into that. How you are well connected in the Magic,
And I
world.
get no credit.
Get no credit, which is fine. Well, we put out a video, but I believe it got
Yeah,
5
because I
views.
made them put out a video.
Yeah,
I
the
was
5
so
views were
fired
like
up.
Cassie,
Yeah.
Nikki. It was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
you get him, baby. You tell
Yeah,
him.
you broke that story.
All right, let's talk about Fanatics Panini. So everyone out there, Panini initially puts a lawsuit up against Fanatics for a couple of different things. A few of them being like essentially taking their
Creating
employees,
a monopoly too.
creating a monopoly in the sports card world, which I don't think they are at this point. I think they are trying to be that, which is fine with me. And now Fanatics, today, early this morning, they are countersuing, essentially saying, Panini, you've had NBA and NFL licensing for a decade now, and you're not innovating. Prices are up for the customers. Essentially saying they're not doing a good job with the licensing.
I just thought about what Fanatics did is their lawyers went on Twitter and read Panini's thing and then went to the comments. Because that's literally all the comments. Panini's like, we're doing this because we love collectors and we've been with collectors for 20 years. And the comments are a dumpster fire of how they haven't been and how they don't, no redemptions, raising prices, like no customer service. And literally Fanatics looks like they went in their comments and was like, okay, we'll put that back in our response. That one.
Yeah. So I want to say, so let's take one thing at a time. With the redemptions, I have got 2 redemptions from Panini. One I got in the mail. One that I got from Daps, one of his breaks. A Charles Barkley auto. Have not received that. It's been over 240 days.
Can you get
I don't
a
know
black box for that?
Yeah, but I didn't. I kept waiting the 120 days. Like, I want the Charles Barkley doesn't sign a lot. I want the Charles Barkley. So, anyways, so I understand that. I've never done a redemption with Fanatics at Tops. I understand people also have issues there. My thing is, and I enjoy Panini products. I collect basketball, right? So I've been fine with it. I genuinely, I can't say that word. Can I? Genuinely?
Nope. Try again.
I genuinely.
Nope.
I know, but I can't say it, so I'm going to keep going.
No.
I generally like what Fanatics is doing and the things they're putting forth that I see that they're announcing. Like, Fanatics Live is still in beta. Fanatics Bets. I just love what the company's doing. This past Topps Chrome product, amazing quality control, and I like what they're doing. So for me to say, oh no, like I got to stick up for Panini in this situation, it's like they're not that necessarily wrong. I don't know how right they are, but they're essentially Panini America is suing
and
Fanatics.
That's to note because it's not Panini, the whole company. It's Panini America, which is a subsidiary of Panini, because it's not anything to do with their sticker cards and their stuff in Europe. But I don't know, like, so I'm kind of on the same boat as you. I do agree that Fanatics is definitely trying to, take over the sports card space. Monopoly, dude, there's so many worse monopolies in this world to worry about than this. And I don't even know if it technically is, if you still have like Upper Deck and Leaf and everyone else.
Or if you can make unlicensed product. They already do it for baseball, Panini. Why not just keep doing it?
They're just saying you're going to have a specialty version.
I don't know.
I wonder if there's anything to do with the tactics, like, which I look at as savvy business. Maybe some people look at as illegal, but like when they go around poaching like or like buying the press or whatever, or buying the printing companies, or buying and making it more difficult. Like,
they're making moves.
You could buy it. You got money.
I don't know. The reasons why they're doing things, like, I don't know reasons, right? But we know what's happening. We know some things that will happen in the future. It seems like they're doing it obviously they're doing it to make money, but it seems like them making money means more volume and lowering the cost for the collectors, which
we hope,
get into if you want short printed stuff for value. I just happen to collect the guys I like, so I don't mind the junk wax era type of things. I want all the cards of my guys, but I can see, but they are making products for that. So I don't know. We'll see. I like what Fanatics is doing. I hope that it gets settled. I hope that it doesn't affect the licensing. I hope it just gets worked out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if 3 months from now you just hear that Fanatics has acquired Panini America.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it might be
I don't know. I mean, I don't like
a lot of pride, maybe. Who knows at this point?
it is definitely a lot of pride, but it's also like at some point, look, and I've gone through it myself. You have pride till pride doesn't make sense anymore, and you just need to keep your
I
business
know.
going. You know
I
what I
just
mean?
went through it too.
Dude, I thought like I was ready to just give up the name and all this and just do whatever. Like because at that point you're just so like worked out. You're trying to just get to the next step, and you feel you're going 10 steps back. Where I don't know where Panini's going to feel like, because here's the thing: nobody can tell like Fanatics fully taking over what that's going to actually like. Yeah, Panini can still print on licensed cards that they're going to. They're going to bother. Because if they have such a problem with it, then they've been doing that to like. So let's think about it. Topps didn't even bother making basketball cards or football cards. Like they could have.
Here's what I would do if I'm Fanatics. I'm just gonna say this. Here's what I would do if I'm Fanatics and I'm already past the point where we are either buying Panini or we're crushing them. I'm going early '90s style. I'm going to Upper Deck and saying, we'll license you out these licenses so you can make basketball and football as well.
Yeah.
Like it used to be in the 90s to where there's multiple companies can make multiple sports. And then that's number one. I love Upper Deck. Number one,
That's
I love
scary,
Upper Deck.
though. That's
No. Number one, I love Upper Deck. Number two, there goes all the monopoly talk.
yeah.
Think about it. If you say, hey, Upper Deck, you're going to pay us this amount, which will make up for our, because at this point, right, licensing, whatever, if you're making a certain amount from Upper Deck and say you're losing it in technical card sales from whatever you're making up, it's the difference is crazy. So that's if I'm Fanatics, I go to Upper Deck and go, look, we know you don't want to get purchased. This is a family-owned business. The son's taking over. We're going to lease you. We're going to license you football, basketball, and baseball. I mean, come on. And then keep in mind, Fanatics already took over the jersey rights for hockey. And then Upper Deck can say, you know what? Let's work out a deal. You guys can make hockey as well. I mean, look, Upper Deck will always have
too much junk wax.
No, what do you mean?
No,
what do you mean,
no,
Corey? You know how
stop.
I like to work with people.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense for both companies. Number one, you get right out of the lawsuit. What do you mean? Like, we just gave our license to Upper Deck. You still take it away from Panini. It still gives you the option to buy it. Number two, you work out a deal to where
but
everybody makes it.
you know what's interesting too? Has anybody even looked into the fact that doesn't Panini make a Monopoly product?
Can you imagine? Do you know where
They're like, oh, this is
so
where we got the
Monopoly-
idea.
So Monopoly is a Hasbro product, and Hasbro is in Rhode Island.
Yep. And Panini has a Monopoly trading card. So who's running a Monopoly now?
Actually, I thought I had one right here, but it's just a regular Prism.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that would be my move, and obviously there's a bunch of legal stuff, and there's probably things that I'm saying that
jumbo, blah blah blah. Yeah.
no, but I think that's the best move if you really want to get into it. Upper Deck, great American
That
company.
sounds to me like a
What?
lot of cards.
What?
Printed. A lot of cards. We need to grow this hobby before we start doing that. And I know we're single-handedly trying. And we're doing a pretty good job of it.
What if Fanatics goes, hey, we'll give you all the rights to and keep your price point this, and now Upper Deck is selling the scores of the world, the absolutes, and they're saying, hey, Upper Deck, you have the license to make low-end products, and then you just don't double, like absolute is made by Upper Deck rather than Upper Deck and Fanatics.
Yeah, but everyone wants
Michael
Upper Deck
Rubin,
for exquisite.
hold on. Michael Rubin, Dan, I believe the son's name, Upper Deck. Just give me a call. It's just an idea. I don't need any. You're asleep. I don't know. I feel good about this.
I feel like it's a terrible idea.
Explain to me how it's a terrible idea.
I think that it would be cool for a Fanatics Upper Deck partnership. Obviously, I think it would be a buyout. But if we're saying that's not going to happen, to have Fanatics and Upper Deck both printing cards in the same, no, it's just too. We're going to get back
No,
to,
you let Upper Deck take over the low end products like absolute.
But all
like,
people want is Upper Deck is exquisite. If Upper Deck's making basketball cards and they're not making exquisite,
Okay, so Fanatics drops whatever.
oh, so now they're making
Keep in
both.
mind, keep in mind, you're trying to take out
Panini.
Panini. So now you're
But
trying
they're
to take
already
out.
taking out Panini.
You're trying to take out
single-handedly.
because you still got Flawless and National Treasures and Prism and Select. Just those
Yeah.
4 alone.
Without licenses, are going to be whoopity dee. They're going to have to be putting Seinfeld cards in there to make people want them.
Unless they can make a wave with this lawsuit. And then who knows what if the deal gets delayed?
What's the point of the lawsuit?
I don't know. 'Cause I don't
we need
see
to get
how
a
they
lawyer
can.
on here. You got a lawyer? Well, let's call Cage.
I don't think.
He
Is
doesn't
Cage?
know.
He's not much of a lawyer as.
Yeah. He's not.
Is he a lawyer? That's my.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense. It's
Actually,
inside joke.
Screw it. Let's get your patent attorney on here. He seemed to work a miracle. Let's get him on here and talk about
My original one or my new one? My
I don't
original
know,
one was
whichever
a
one
beast,
got
but I
you-
hated him.
got you bought out and a job. I want that one.
Well, I got me a job, but no, I feel good
That's
going
my
into I feel good going into a meeting and saying, "Look, Upper Deck, here's what you're going to do."
And that same nice security guard that let you in will be escorting you out pretty quickly. Tony,
They have to.
What's
They
his name?
have to be working out some sort of deal for the jerseys. They already connected.
yeah, you know it's so weird. We talked about this on another line of business. How these
It's like selling cases to a company that sells your cases.
how these
It just-
businesses can just like they can dude, Fanatics branded mosaic cards. They've had them. Like
I know.
what? What are we talking
I know.
about?
You can buy Panini product through Fanatics.com.
Yeah, it's like okay, this is just business. They can look
Now,
at it
here's
as
the
just
problem,
business.
though, Corey. If say it would be the same problem. Here's why I think they choose to devalue Panini and choose Upper Deck. Is what are they going to do? They would have to make the same move with Panini. If Panini says, or whatever, maybe okay, I don't know, right? The judge says you have to allow some licensing of some products. Like the same thing I'm saying Upper Deck has to happen. Like somehow Panini gets to keep the licensing for an extra year. Whatever it is, right? I'm just talking nonsense now. But why not just take the rug from underneath them right away and go, we're not a monopoly. We're going to work with Upper Deck. We're going to work with one of our competitors to make cards better.
What if
You don't
they
think-
did it? What if they did it though, and they announced it was with Leaf?
See, okay, because that's what I was just about to say is the reaction from the hobby comparatively to those two scenarios is much, much different.
It's night and
If
day.
Panini goes, hey, we're going to take care of Upper Deck, that's the Jordan and LeBron band back together. Everyone has a kid. Panini, if they said the same thing, Panini, yeah, you'd have like the late 2010s guys. If you say Leaf, that's will be my first time where I go, I don't know if Fanatics is making the right decision.
Yeah, I don't know if they're making money moves. All right. Well, we can. I do want to get a or somebody on that can kind of explain. I just want to know what the outcome is, right? So, like, what's the suit saying? I want this much money. I want you to stop. I want to be able to create cards. What is the suit? What's the point of it? We don't know. We'll get that on. What else has gone on since the National?
Well, let's talk about my thing. Just give me 5 minutes on to talk about what I'm going through. But I don't know. Ask a question so I can answer a question.
We're here today with Timothy McEnery. He is the proud
Thank you for
owner
having me.
of Slab Strong, the patented slab bumper. In recent headlines, I'm sure you've seen it's been all over the news. There was a slight infringement on his patent, and he has since reacted with the company. And Tim, why don't you give us an update on how that's going?
Yes, thank you for having me, sir. Yeah.
Don't call me
so,
sir. That's my dad.
So yeah, without giving too much details, let's give all the details.
Don't give all the details.
Below you'll see a copy of the NDA and my contract.
Yeah, mine's up there.
Yeah. Just flash it right here, right now. Just have it be a money bag. No, in all seriousness, I got lucky, right? So BCW decided that I had the the slab bumper, the protection for slabs, I was the right guy to use. And so we worked out a licenses deal because I have a patent, and it's been great. They've essentially, so how it worked out was initially we worked out a deal for licensing of the product. So now at this point, BCW is the only company that has licensed my design and my utility patent. And then, honestly, frankly, that type of money isn't right. They didn't buy my company, right? They're licensing the patent. So like that type of money is great. But I really enjoy doing this
And this
and
is
going
what
to
I
shows.
have to cut
Oh,
in
here we go.
because this is what I have to give Tim the most credit for is being able to see an opportunity farther than what the opportunity is in front of you. So anybody would think like, okay, the opportunity is they're going to license my product. They're going to pay me a piece. I can still do all the other stuff I'm doing, but I won't. The company will still run, but in a greater scale and kind of what he's already doing. Tim had a fulfillment center fulfilling the orders prior to this, which will move over to BCW, fulfilling all, and you'll get a piece of the sale. But to Tim's credit, and he's always been good at this, and it's something that I do truly envy, is the thought ahead of like, okay, what else is BCW lacking, or what else could they use, or what else could I be a benefit for them? Here's my window. I got the guy who I need to be talking to on the engaged, like interested in my little slab bumper story and like where I'm coming from. What can I do for him and myself and the surrounding people to make everybody's situation a little bit better? So he'll go into the details of that, but kudos to that, man. It takes a special set of skills to, again, once figure out a way to work less and make more. You
Yeah.
do it like the best of them.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. And it's true. Yeah. So it's one of those things too, when you get that sort of information about your product, right? Your baby, like my thing is right away. It's not positive in the sense that I thought it was over for me. Here comes this amazing, like way more, extremely larger company.
That's been in business for
30, 40 years, I
plus
believe.
years. Yep.
I know the current owner and president. He has owned it since 1999, I believe. So it's scary in a sense, and then you think, okay, and here's the right. So it's scary, and then you just get really anxious because I put in a lot of work and, frankly, money. When I say work, frankly, money and like sleepless nights dealing with the patent attorney is like, what I miss, right? So now you're in negotiations, and so everything got worked out with the licensing right away. And then kind of what you got to was I saw an opportunity that honestly a lot of people gave me advice to like don't push it. Like don't push the envelope. But my thing was I want to still be involved with Slab Strong. Like and I could always wear the big hat and whatever, walk around, but I would only be this mascotted face of something that essentially I still own technically, but now I'm not even producing it and blah, blah, blah. So I decided to, like you said, I had this moment of I'm in this guy's site. So I sent him an email and I said, hey, I'd like to just talk to you face to face. It's way better than, for me, it's way better
That's
than
another
emailing.
one of Tim's great moves.
Yeah. Well, it works though.
No,
because I think that people
100%.
understand.
Yep.
I think people understand it's really, well, first of all, you got to at least get on a phone call or better Zoom because you get a better feel for people. But so BCW is located about 4.5 hours north of me. I'm in Nashville now. It's in Indiana. So I drove up there. I spent a couple hours with the owner and the president and the marketing team, and I met a few other guys. Got a tour of the facility.
When I heard all this was going on, just kind of give you a little play-by-play on my end. When I heard he went to the meeting and that he came back from the meeting and the meeting was a multiple hour meeting, I knew whatever he was gonna do was gonna get done because it's just the same way he walks around a show and you got every asshole pointing at you about the hat to me, I would be like, at some point, I'd be like, I don't even know how to like react to the hat. Yeah, I get it, the big hat. I almost probably have a breakdown. But
Wait, real
that's
quick.
what,
My thing is when someone goes, some people will say, "Hey, that's a nice hat," and that's an easy thank you. But when someone goes, "That's a big hat," I say thank you, but it's not like a.
right. Yeah, thank you.
I just
They're
go,
just pointing out the size of it.
yeah, thanks.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like,
But so again, I think that it does need to be said that Tim is great at the connection with people in public. I mean, in settings of like one-on-one or kind of some of it. I mean, granted, he does on this podcast where he just blabs for about a little longer than he should and totally forgets where he was. Sure, he probably did that a couple times, but he's never too far off topic where people just don't pretend that
I just
they
forget.
they
Yeah.
agree.
But keep in mind, Corey, you've seen it live too. Even the Canada one, where I do sometimes negotiate with the big hat on, whether good or bad,
do,
whether it works
right.
out or not.
Well, I was gonna say I did. I mean, look, I'm not of the mindset to not understand where you're coming from because this same sort of thing happened with that, not happened to me, and I don't know, like for whatever I didn't convey didn't work because it ended up being a giant pain in the ass to me and everyone around it. I don't know if it was just a person dealing. I'm sure it's a person we're dealing with, but again, it's just interesting, like where this thing has come, and now you see it, and of course, he can't just take it and humbly, it's now it's blown up to king of supplies.
Yeah, so I ended up. I use the word convincing when I'm talking to like you and my friends, but I just kind of,
It's not convincing. It was a good deal for everyone. Like,
yeah.
don't downplay what you were able to make
Well,
happen.
no, because so here's the thing too. So I walk into the first meeting, and the president was like, I just watched you on a podcast, and you said you were an entrepreneur and didn't want to work for anyone ever again. It's like I did say that, and I essentially feel that way, but it's more of the mindset of I'll make things happen, like that type of mindset. But if I'm making things happen in a structure, I can still do the same thing. I'm still
Right,
making
and
things
you're not
happen. So like,
moving to Indiana or whatever, and you don't have to like go into the office. Like this is all going to be stuff. Like you made the deal properly to be able to keep that about yourself, where you're really still almost like an independent salesman that's going to be running, a big arm of a big supply company,
and
and
I'm
just
hoping to
using
learn more though.
your natural relationships and natural, salesmanship to kind of help them out and help yourself because more slab strongs you sell, more.
Yeah, and I really do want to learn from the guys there too, in terms of like, because you know me, dude, I get all excited and try to make every move in the same day sometimes too, of like, and then but realistically, I need patience, especially now in this high of a structure of a corporation. Is things don't necessarily happen as fast as they need to because they're not a
But see,
single
not
person making
need
one
to.
decision.
Right.
Yeah,
You got to take that out because it's not how fast they need to, it's how fast you'd like them to
right.
because they're not going to happen fast. So, yeah, congrats on that, man. It's awesome. If anybody sees Tim, just walk by him.
I
He's
showed.
fine.
I told Tom you didn't get to see him, so that's why I said it in front of you. But I had already talked to Tom from Hit Parade,
He
and I said
probably told everyone 10 times. Like,
no, but I told them to when they saw you, because they know you specifically. A lot of guys
yeah.
know both of us, but I was like, hey, if you see him without me, be like, ask him where the King of Supplies was. But you didn't see him, so we walked by together, and I was like, Tom, I killed the
Oh,
joke, but
you wedged it in there. Yeah, you do that too.
bro, so on the whole Jeff Wilson post, I didn't know what to say, so I ended up saying I'm the supply king for everyone now, and everyone's like, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
okay, so that's a good leap into one other thing. Speaking of not knowing what to say on Instagram Live, shout out to our boys over at GM10 with my Tim was in one of these, and no offense, you were the worst, but they were also good. If
Yeah,
anybody hasn't seen them, GM10.
maybe the best content in the hobby and like since like the boom, maybe the best.
It was
like,
so simple and so genius. They literally had guys walking up to like an interview and being like, "Okay, we're gonna do an interview. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go." And he just holds his and it's not. It's like 80% the idea, but it's 20% that guy. I
Oh,
mean,
dude.
if you had Pretty Boy, what's his name up
Yeah,
there?
it would just be douchey.
It would just
It
be
would just be
yeah.
no. But I thought like at first, like the first initial thing is okay. Because here's the other thing. Billman, because I had never met him before. The mute Billman is like, oh, he's new, right? And I think they were setting up. I think he is new, but he was setting it up. Like he has a great personality. So I legit thought.
Yeah.
Well, I legit thought that he also was very nervous to be on camera. So when he didn't talk right away, and I'm just doing this, I'm almost like, dude, like you're on, like it's okay. And then he did. If you look at my footage, especially, he does kind of smirk a little bit. I don't know what rotation I was on. I don't think I don't know if I was the first in terms of like because I know they released him at different times. So I think that he's just nervous for himself, like doesn't know how to start it. But the key is him randomly going, and then like,
yeah,
and then going like that right away though, because then it's like,
and just the reactions of different people. Like your reaction was funny. I gotta say, Mojo thinking that the guy was nervous to interview him. I mean, that's interesting.
I just like Mojo. Like, am I interviewing him or
Yeah.
I love
Gary V, dude. What I mean,
I thought they told him because of how well it was. It looked no, but I talked to him after it wasn't. But like Gary V, I think just literally gets it. Like in the middle of it, I thought he got it. When they started looking at each other and nodding,
his brain would seem to move that fast that he would. Like,
well, they would look at each other and then nod.
And then how about Eric Myers just completely not getting
he's the one
it
that's
at all.
most. Yeah, he's the one. Well, between him and Cash actually, I think thought he was having a stroke at one point. Like real quick,
he was like
but
actually
Eric Myers
concerned.
Yeah, Eric Myers was like really
worried about how it was going to look.
Yeah,
like dude is checking a phone to see if it's making any noise. He's like, "Is this guy all right? Should we cut this? Is this live? We should cut it. We should cut it. Like, cut what? It's a video."
Yeah, he was just like, oh, his face though. He was concerned. I'm mad though. They cut out a whole nother 20 seconds of mine because and I didn't understand this because other guys were swearing too. But I thought, like, I was just like, what's happening? Like, what is happening? Because I'm also like, you know me, bro. Like, I can't sit at the table for long. So in my mind, oh, bro, that happened too right after our Ludex Lounge thing, right? So I was coming to go. Billman wanted to interview me. So keep in mind, I'm being told, I said, go back at 1:30. So now I know Billman's coming to my table at 1:30 to interview me. And Billman said he was going to do it. I'm coming off our podcast with Daps and Cash. So I'm just confused. Like the whole time, I'm like, dude,
that was so great. So yeah,
Renee was good too, though, because Renee just went for it. Renee didn't care at all.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm getting my plug in. Yeah,
that was the best one in terms of promotion was his because he was just flat out like, okay, if you're gonna do this, then I'm just gonna talk about me.
No, it was great. I mean, it was very creative. You know, it doesn't take much. I'm sure maybe it came from somewhere, maybe it didn't. I'll be excited and also shout out they had the app. So GM10 is like a social networking app with sales features and stuff. You guys check it out. It's on Google and it's in the ad or anything. It's just honestly a pretty dope app.
Listen,
but they had an interactive map that was like very functional and great for the national and like.
You know what else they did, and I don't know if it was true or not, but it made me question it and made me check it was. He put out, it was either an email or Instagram thing, or maybe he posted it, but Billman was like, the National Card Show won't let us show the map, so don't look at it. And it had me go, wait, why would National Card Show?
Yeah.
You know the post I'm talking about? Or something like that.
Yep.
Dude.
He's got a good, I mean, look, it's a tough business to be in where he's trying to go. I think what's his name? The card frat guy kind of learned. What's his name?
No, I'm not saying his name because no one knows what card frat is. Luckily,
Card Life. But no, Billman's got it's a great app, and he's building a great team, and he gets like the promotion side. Like, dude, his team are a bunch of animals. They're just running around
Literally.
the national.
No,
The
they're
dude
literally a bunch of big animals.
Yeah, and like you're not gonna not notice them. And honestly, one of them wears a slab chain where half of the time I'm like, I want to tuck and be like, that's not my slab chain because it's like.
I was also walking
belly.
Dude, I was also walking to the hotels afterwards. They stuck GM10 stickers everywhere. I don't know if you were walking on the sidewalks and like all the cones. They were on cones. They were on signs. So they're probably going to get a fine from the city. But
worth it.
National recap: Shoeless Joe's, about a half a mile from the show. The best stuffed mushrooms you ever would have had.
I don't eat mushrooms.
Also, Sports Card Nonsense, aka SCN Brakes, including Eddie from Geo Brakes. We had we had a little. Well, I gotta say all the names. We had a community dinner, appetizers for the guys. They ended up passing out cards to everyone, so there was extras. So I got a card. Nikki got a card, playing cards, and then we got the Padres and the Rockies free teams, and killed it with it.
Oh, like a break, you mean?
I absolutely killed with free stuff
dude,
at the
I'm
National.
so annoyed. You always get lucky with that free stuff.
I didn't even see that second pack you that I stood in the line for. You didn't get any. I didn't get any autographs out of that one. And the day before, I got 2 autographs.
I got an orange Mookie Betts.
Oh, that's right. That's not bad.
It was fine. It wasn't whatever. Yeah, I don't ever get any luck with that stuff. But and you hit the Wemby that sold for $1,000. Like, there's a bad purchase.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with that card. Dude, I don't know, dude. It is his first. The thing is this. The only thing that hurts it is that it's a national card, though.
Yeah, and it says the national on it.
That's what hurts it.
Right.
But it is a nice looking card. I guess it's just him standing there. I don't know, dude. I'm like, I don't know. I sold it for $1,000.
You for selling and actually getting paid. That's awesome. No, congrats on that. So, yeah, I mean, we're not going to go too much more into the national, but that was one thing I did want to make sure I made a point to highlight is the GM10 guys crushing it. I think my displays that I built for Golden and PSA went over very well. I didn't really brand them as well as I should have. Still trying to learn how that really works. I think.
What?
Like, okay, so I do these big pieces for Golden and PSA. The Jordan, the Fleer Jordan set over the arch. Yeah. And if I'm not telling anybody, nobody fucking knows.
Yeah. So tell everybody.
Right. I'm not a go up and tell everybody guy. Like,
I'll do it.
Right, but I think I can express it in like more social media posts, and obviously the stuff I've been going through with the behind the scenes business is kind of.
Well, did you videotape anything?
I got some video, yeah.
I called it videotaped it.
Yeah, no, I pulled out the 8mm reel. So I think I'm gonna this year I'm gonna focus more on that stuff, and I think there's better conversations to have with these companies to where like. I don't have any doubt that I could have gotten Ken Golden to stand there for 5 minutes and like go over like me show him or whatever talk and like Nubs.
Yeah, it's not really your style though.
It's not my style, and I can't. And honestly, good luck. If anybody else wants to do it, bring it because it won't. Thanks for checking out Slab Business, slabbusiness.com.
Slab busy. Head over to Zion Case for that.
Slab Business is your one-stop shop for all things epic.